Okay, good morning. Since it's already time while waiting for you to come in, again, good morning and welcome to your class in the morning session of ANSI 2. So at this point, we are now on the last module, and good morning, Jacqueline.
Good morning, ma'am.
So while waiting for your classmates to come in, I will review what we have discussed last meeting. So we actually stopped on the systems of poultry housing. No, and last time on our video presentation, we were um, watching about free range chicken, but I think we missed this part here. So before we proceed with our next lesson, let us watch this video.
On today's episode, going for a healthier option? Why not try free-range chickens as we get to know its industry? Own a perfect free-range farm. Mga dapat tandaan mula sa tamang housing hanggang sa tamang maintenance, abangan. Makakakuha ng mga tips in venturing a farm with the success story of Pamora Farm. Alamin ang importansya ng vaccine sa mga free-range chickens. Tuklasin ang nagagawa ng Coryza sa pagpapanatili ng kalusugan nito. This portion is brought to you by Tatak Excellence. Yan ang magaling! Free-range chickens form a part of the livestock industry. Hindi man ito ang karaniwang manok na ating kinakain, it's still best to be aware of it because of the health benefits that it contains, unlike any other chicken. Kumusta na nga ba ang lagay ng free-range chickens sa Pilipinas? Let's all find out. Ang mga free-range chickens ay kakaiba sa ibang mga manok dahil hindi ito pinapatira sa confined cages. Instead, they are ranged in open or outdoor fields and are fed with the available resources in the farm. Its meat is low in cholesterol and safe to consume, for it doesn't contain antibiotics nor chemicals. Free-range chickens were introduced in the Philippines more than a decade ago. It is because of the alarming issue on several antibiotics given to chickens.
Dito sa Pilipinas, nag-start siyang mag-introduce from the late Mr. Bobby Inocencio ng Teresa Rizal way back 1997. Si Mr. Inocencio kasi isa siyang contract grower for a commercial chicken. And then doing such, nakita niya na marami nga silang pinapakain ng mga antibiotic dun sa chicken. So he attended a livestock show in Bangkok, Thailand. At dun niya na kilala yung isang French company na Saso na nag-introduce ng free-range chicken. And then in-import nila dito sa atin sa Pilipinas. And then in-adapt siya with our local native chicken setup. So nag-start siya commercially na ma-develop and mas maraming farmers mga late 1990s, mga 99 to early 2000.
Over the past years, there has been an increase in the production of free-range chickens because of the rising number of health-conscious people in the country. Demand remains higher than the supply of free-range chickens in the Philippines.
Lumalaki na po ng volume. When we started in 1997 with the late Bobby Inocencio in Teresa Farm, we were only producing around 300 chicks per week. But now it has grown to about 10 to 20,000 a week production of different farmers and different breeders. So napakalaki na po ng volume compared noon.
Since nag-start kami, like Pamora Farm, we started in 2000. 13 years after, we can say na ang laki nung naging development from our production noon na 100 chicken per month. We are now at around 5,000 to 6,000 chicken per month.
Yung consciousness po ng tao ngayon to have a longer life, yung kanilang wellness, yung longer productive life, ay nakikita lang interrelated sa kinakain mo. Kaya po yung consumption ng manok ay nakaka-epekto eventually sa whole holistic health ng isang tao later on.
Mas marami na sa atin na consumer, sa atin mga Pilipino and the foreign residents here in the Philippines na health conscious. So naghahanap talaga sila ng healthier option ng chicken.
Only import a small volume of free-range chickens, and most of these are breeders from France.
We do import mga breeders. So wala kasi tayong breeders dito sa Pilipinas ng free range, no? So it's coming all the way from France kung saan naman nagsimula yung first stock na dinala natin dito sa Pilipinas in 1997.
And the majority of free-range chickens are locally produced.
Ito po maganda sa ating industriya, ang nagpo-produce po talaga mga Pilipino. So, ang nakikinabang din po rito sa hanap po ito, Pilipino. At ang mga nakikinabang sa produce ito, maraming Pilipino. So, majority niyan is locally produced.
Malaki ang potensyal ng exportation ng ating mga free-range chickens. Ngunit hindi pa sapat ang ating production upang matugunan ito. Dahil dito, ang mga farmers natin ay nakatutok ngayon para sa local production.
Dati po ay kami nag-export sa Japan. May potential po talaga. Kaya lang po, sa production capacity natin, hindi pa ho siya match sa ngayon sa kakayanan natin mag-angkat palabas ng Pilipinas.
Although meron tayong demand, kami personally, Pamora Farm, we receive demand from Hong Kong, Japan, and even Dubai. Pero siguro, let's focus first on our local consumption and our local market. Why not in the future?
Aside from the health conscious, the industry of free-range chickens tries to penetrate a wider audience.
Right now, ang market natin sa Pilipinas is masasabi pa rin natin na yung AB class. Pero marami na rin ngayon yung mga sabihin natin regular salary earner na nag-i-engage na rin or nag-allocate na rin ng kanilang pera naman for their health benefits.
Patuloy na pinapalawak ang industriya ng free-range chickens at kasama na rito ang pag-introduce ng farm-to-home program.
Ang isa pong aming talagang nire-recommend sa mga baguhan ay magkaroon po ng farm-to-home program. Paano po yung farm-to-home program? Mag-produce po kayo ng maliit na volume, i-introduce nyo sa families nyo at communities. Doon pa lang maumpisa nyo na. And from there, you can see the potential of the market.
Okay, so that's it. We are just actually kasi I think we missed this video on free-range chicken. So we were talking about free-range chicken last time, and actually we started this steps of poultry housing, and we have talked about free and semi-intensive, and under intensive program. We're going to continue under intensive program. Intensive system pala. So as you can see, there's a lot of advantages with intensive. Minimum done lang ang kailangan, and so on. So we have discussed that already. However, there are also disadvantages in terms of the bird's welfare, yung parang mental health din nila or social, emotional. So now, one of the type of the intensive system is the depleter. So in this system, of course, the birds are kept inside the house all the time, and arrangement for feed, water, and nest are made inside the house, and the birds are kept suitable litter material of about 3 to 5 depth. And usually, paddy husk, sawdust, groundnuts, half chopped paddy straw, or wood shavings are used as litter materials. And these are spread on the floor in layers of about 2 inches height, every fortnight, meters high, every fortnight until the required is achieved. So, Ang advantages din nito ay yung vitamin B12 are made available to birds from litter material by the bacterial action. No? And the welfare of the birds are maintained. And the deep litter manure is also used as fertilizer. Ayan. And lesser nuisance, no? Lesser nuisance siya from flies when compared sa cage system. And disadvantages naman, because of the direct contact between bird and yung litter, yung kanyang yung mga sawdust na incorporate mo, yung bacterial and parasitic disease can also be rampant. No? And respiratory problems may emerge from the dust of the litter, and the cause of the litter is an additional cause. And faults in ventilation can even achieve more serious consequences than in the cage system. So litter management naman is quality. There are qualities to consider in terms of good litter material. So it must of course absorb moisture, kaya nilalagyan siya ng mga sawdust and so on, and release moisture and dries up rapidly. And it must have at least tendency to form cakes, no, para ma-absorb niya yung kanyang waste. And free from mold growth. Yung fungi also is destructive. And it must be free from sharp objects and other objectionable materials. Must be non-toxic, inert, and compressible kasi eventually it became, we eat this and eventually becomes our health. No? And should possess good insulating properties para hindi masyadong malamig o mainit, and protect the chicks from extreme climate. And it must be cheap and locally available. Of course, hindi na kailangan mag-import. And it must be biodegradable, supply some nutrients to the birds to form quality manure later. And medium particle size, soft, and light. Kaya yung mga na-enumerate kanina like sawdust, husk, choppy, straw, or shavings are very good quality of a litter material. So and eventually it when you press it tightly, no, it could be you need a handful of it. And a good litter material is one which breaks up when hand is open, and the litter material with more moisture will form a ball in the hand. So yun yung mga characteristic niya. So if ever i-mold mo siya, so mag-form siya ng ball if it's wet. So too much dry naman, litter material cause dustiness in the farm. So however, concrete floor is also advised for a perfect disinfection at the end of each batch. About 3 to 5 liters should be put into the house initially, then added till a depth of 8 to 12 is reached. So, after a concrete floor, pwede rin dadagdagan siya ng mga liter. And adding fresh litter, no? And remove the cake, yung mga nag-form nabasa na ng caking na, and wet litter material, and then it should have only 12% moisture. So if it exceeds 30% due to poor ventilation or too much birds and regular steering ng damp floor, the litter will cease to function efficiently. So you should always watch out for that. So sometimes also maraming birds will bear bowls made of litter materials sa kanilang claw tips. So pag may bowl formation, it's a sign of bad litter management. So built up litter is very important role in providing the warmth of birds, especially cold time, and it can even more increase to 10 to 12 in summer and maybe reduce in summer. So another type sa deep litter system sa intensive pala ay ang cage system. So this also involves rearing of poultry on a raised wire netting floor in smaller compartments. We call them cages. So I know you're very familiar of that. And fitted with stands on floors. So it has been proved very efficient for laying, no, operation, yung mga layers para madali lang makolekta yung egg. So right from day old to disposal. So 75% of the commercial layer in the world at present are naka-cage. And feeders and waterers are attached to the cages from outside except the maple waterers, through which pipeline is installed through above cages. So after this discussion, I'm going to show you an auto-operated feeding trolleys and egg collection belts used in rearing system. So the mechanized na siya, no? The droppings are either collected in trays underneath cages or on belts or on the floor depth, deep fit under cages depending on the type of the cages. So advantages nito is minimum floor space requirement, more number of eggs per hen can be received, less feed wastage, and better feed efficiency, and also protection from internal parasites and soil-borne illness. And sick and unproductive birds can be easily eliminated. Clean eggs production, egg eating and pecking is minimal, broodiness is minimal, and no need of the litter material na mentioned kanina. And AI or artificial insemination can be adopted. So however, for the disadvantages, very high, especially yung automated, no? High initial investment cost. And the handling of manure may be a problem. Generally, flies is greater, nuisance, and the incidence of blood spots in egg is more. And the problem of cage layer fatigue, or a condition which laying birds in cages develops lameness, or due to calcium or phosphorus deficiency, or the exact reason may be not known. And the broilers naman, incidence of breast blisters is more, especially when the broilers weigh more than 1.5 kilogram. So there are types of cages. Now, based on the number of birds in a cage, it is classified as either single or individual bird cage. So for single, isa lang. Multiple bird cage, so from 2 to 10 birds, usually 3 to 4 birds per cage. Colony cages, which is more than 11 birds per cage. We also have single deck, double deck, triple deck, 4 deck, flat deck, and stair step cages. The M type and the L type cages and battery cages are yung vertical cages. Ito yung mga illustration. Ito yung single deck, double deck, stair step. Ito yung triple deck stair step. The 4 cage, deck automatic. Based on the type of bird reared, also we have brooder or chick cages. So iba-iba din ang mga cages for brooder, chick cages, lower cages, layer cages, breeder, and broiler. So for brooder cage or chick cage, so ito yung mga specification niya, no? 60-inch, 12, and can cater to 16, no? 0 to 8 weeks chicks per box. So they are arranged either a single deck or double deck system. And they have feeders and waters arranged outside, and nipple drinker followed from day old itself. And a newspaper will be spread over the cage floor for the first 7 to 10 days. Usually provided inside the cage during the first week of cage. So can I request you to please mute your Novi, kindly mute your audio, your camera, your microphone pa lang. Kasi maingay ang background mo. So second is yung grower cage, no? So the grower cage has this specification 30-15 by 18 inches with 10 also growers 9 to 18 weeks old na mga growers chicken. And for the layer naman, could be conventional or reverse. Ito yung conventional cages with 15-18 inches specification. And for the reverse cages, it has also the same, but yung back height niya is 15. So medyo reverse lang siya. Kaya siya tinatawag na reverse. So these cages can hold up to 3 to 4 birds and arrange in 2-tier or 3-tier, a slope 1/6 provided conventional cages, and in a reverse cages, the slope is 1/5. Sa elevated cage layer house naman, ito yung mga space requirements depending on each type, no? The egg type chicken or the meat type chicken and the following cages. So whether depleter siya or naka-cage siya. So more or less 1 square feet. So usually the height of the shed is raised by up to 6 to 7 feet using concrete, no? And the distance between pillars is 10 feet, and the 2 feet wide concrete platforms are over the pillars, and 3-meter type cages arranged into 4 platforms, and or it can be 2 M and 2 L type na cages arranged in 3 platforms. So they can be also provided with fixed cages and up to 6 to 7 feet depending upon the type of the cages used. So total height 20 to 25 feet with 30 to 32 feet wide. So it should provide sufficient ventilation in tropical countries, so especially. So for our next topic, we're going to talk about brooding of chicks. Now we will just going back here. So I'm going to show you yung sinasabi ko kanina, automated na layer. So this one is an H-type layer chicken cage. So take note, yung egg collection niya ay automated. ito yung chicken waste treatment system niya. Automatic na rin siya lahat. So yung environment niya is really very controlled hanggang sa coldness, temperature range, and moisture. You can see meron siyang exhaust fan. So again, this is a very automated chicken cage system. This one, yung kanina is H-type, ito A-type layered chicken cage naman. So as you can see, yung feeding system is very automated na, no? So automatic na naka-time yan and machine na mismo yung naglalagay ng mga feeds. And of course, yung antibiotic or mga vaccines are injected, no, para walang epidemic. So, but the egg collecting system is just the same with the H and A type. so that's it. So, kayo ba if you are to have a poultry farm, which kind of system that which type of system ang gusto ninyo? So we already have 10 minutes left. John Ray.
I would choose extensive system.
Huh?
Extensive system po, ma'am.
Yeah. So, ano yung kasi meron tayong deep litter at saka um, deep litter and cage type.
Hindi po, ma'am. Extensive sa akin, ma'am. Extensive.
Cage system. So how about the others? Novi.
Age system po, ma'am.
Cage system. So so
Yes po.
ako din, no, if ever I'm going to venture, pero medyo, I don't know. So, kasi kung automated, diba, pangarap din ako na. Anyway, libre man mangarap, diba? But, we'll see. So, do you have any question regarding the different types of systems? Different systems pala of racing. So we are, again, we have done, we talk about the free range, the semi-intensive, and the intensive. So do you have any questions regarding this?
Nothing po.
Okay, so let's proceed with brooding for the remaining time, but I think I will just, ay, nalapas ko, sorry. I will just introduce to you because we are just like 5 minutes. So when you say brooding, it's an art and science of rearing the baby chicks. No, a newly hatched chick does not develop the thermoregulatory mechanism fully and takes about 2 weeks to develop this mechanism and homeostasis. Therefore, they cannot maintain body temperature properly for the first few weeks of life. So, kailangan siya ng mga artificial. Kaya ginalumluman siya after mangitlog ang hen or layer, ginalumluman siya kay para ma-develop ang iyahang kung ginakaon na to balot, no? So brooding can be classified also into natural or artificial brooding. So natural kapag it is done with the help of brooding hens after hatching up to 3 to 4 weeks. Imagine up to 1 month, no? Na kanang 1 month yung chicks na ginabrood, no? In artificial brooding naman, large number of baby chicks are reared in the absence ng brooding hen, but equipments are used for brooding called brooders. And brooder comprises of 3 elements, the protector and the brooder guard. So ito yung mga kailangan. So heating source may be electrical, gases like natural gas or LPG and methane, liquid fuel like kerosene or solid fuel like coal or wood can be used as heating material. Or you can use charcoal pot. If it not available, you can use ordinary charcoal pot or use to provide these pots covered with plate. So where electricity is also supplementary, you can use fans to dissipate the heat to chicks. And the gas brooder from the natural gas or LPG or methane connected to the heating element which is hung 3 to 5 feet above the chick to provide heat. Yeah. And you can, the electric bulb is electrical brooder used for 300 to 400 chicks at the rate of 1 watts per bird. And the infrared bulbs, 1 to 150 watts na infrared bulb can provide for about 150 to 250 chicks. So, and reflectors called hovers or the flat pipe hover. These hover are provided with heating element or heating mechanism and pylon club canopy type hover. And these are in concave shape consisting of ordinary electric bulb. So, aside sa light, so meron siyang parang reflector. I will show you that video by next meeting, no? And the brooder guard or the chick guard are used to prevent the chicks from straying too far away from the heat supply. And so meron siyang parang fence. They learn to the source of heat para hindi siya mapasok. And we have to provide brooder guard with a diameter ng 5 feet height of the brooder, not exceeding 1.5 feet. So we can use also materials like cardboard sheet, GI sheet, wire mesh, or mat, depending upon the season of brooding. Pag winter season, so it's done for 5 to 6 days. And in summer season, it's done 2 to 3 weeks. So I think we'll just continue on the receiving of chicks up to grower management, no? We will discuss that, although konti na lang man siya. But I just want you to focus what is brooding and brooder. But brooder, what is the brooding of chicks? Sorry. So I hope you understand that from the previous lessons that we have, we know that an egg can only lay 1 egg per day, and even ang layer egg. So genre, ikaw genre, mas kuha naman dyan ka genre, diba? Experience. So you have 2 minutes to speak. So nga no, mangitlog man ang layer, maski walay lalaki.
It's because of the feeds, ma'am, na present sa ilang feeds, ma'am, which is high of proteins, ma'am.
Well, they say like that, but naturally, ang chicken, mangitlog yun na siya, part yun na sa iyahang biology na ginaniya nga, mangitlog na siya, maski wala pa na upahan, no? But then, pag kanang naupahan siya, ang itlog niya mag-develop, magkuan siya, for breeding na siya. Pero kanang layer na to, of course, we don't want our layer eggs, yung mga itlog na ginagamit natin pagkain, hindi yan siya, wala na siya sexual nga itlog or sexually
Yes, ma'am.
reproductive na itlog. So, ang layer, mangitlogan na siya, pero dili na siya mag-develop into a new chick. Tama ba? So, nakuha ba ninyo?
Yes, ma'am.
So, natural din sa mga hen na mangitlog. So, if maupahan na sila, ang itlog ma-develop into chicks for breeding purpose. But if dili na siya, muna sa tawag na isang papa o ima, always yun ako na ma-remember sa iya, may siya, mabugok daw. So, meaning, wala siya na upahan, pero ang itlog niya is, nakuan lang siya. And then, iyahanggi lumluman, no? So, ang brooding, lumlum na sa tuwa. Iyahanggi lumluman, then, wala siya actually nahimong balot. So do you have any more questions? We just have less than a minute. And next time we will continue. I'm going to show you a video on this one, incubation, chicken embryo development, and how to incubate. So I wonder why wala ni incubation na topic. Maybe later. No? Kasi diretso naman ta brooding.
Gani, ma'am.
No? Or nakaligtaan lang ba na ako ang incubation? Nakaligtaan saan ako diri sa module na to ang incubation na part. So So, do you have some more questions before we end?
And, yan.
Wala na. Jacqueline.
None, ma'am.
So, kakit ni